Hi Gemini! Welcome to your Triple Cross reading for the month of October 2018. You can use this reading for your sun, moon, and rising signs, and some months you might identify more with your moon sign or rising sign instead of your sun sign. So if you know your signs, please do check those videos out for more clarity at this time. I have been away from my channel here on YouTube for personal reasons. Firstly, I do manage 2 jobs besides being a tarot reader. I have found it to be really difficult when it comes to my voice, doing private readings and being online, so I wanted to take a little bit of a break. But then I also had to deal with a close family member passing away. So I definitely needed to take some time until I found the strength to come back, and definitely getting some of your lovely messages urging me to come back on this space truly helped me come back. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of those lovely, sweet, and encouraging messages you sent my way. So thank you for that. Alright, I'm really excited to be back, and especially reading for our sign. I say ours because, as some of you know, I am a Gemini sun, so this reading will definitely apply for me. Now down the center we have the 9 of Swords, the 8 of Cups, and the 10 of Wands. Crossing or supporting that, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and this is definitely an obstacle card, a crossing card. All right, so clearly I see that you have some difficulties and worries when it comes to your financial stability. Emotionally, you could be feeling completely exhausted and drained when it comes to your energy as well. And even though you do feel exhausted, you could be having difficulty sleeping. For some of you, this could manifest as insomnia with the 9 of Swords. But for others of you, you could be having issues when it comes to your sleep cycle. So even though you get your 8 hours of sleep, or whatever a time frame that you deem is what your body needs, you don't wake up feeling rested. So there's some issues when it comes to that, and it's all due to stress when it comes to your finances, or it could also be when it comes to your self-esteem, because the Pentacle suit doesn't just talk about finances. It definitely does, but it also brushes on our self-esteem, because that is also valuable. And without our self-esteem, it's very hard to attract abundance into our lives. Now, for all Geminis out there, I do see that there is a need to hold on to your money this month. There could be some unexpected bills, or some things that are cyclical in nature that come and go, that you could benefit from holding on to your money for now. The message is clear that you have to let go of these emotional and energetic worries when it comes to your finances, because these 2 are movement cards. The 8 and the 10 are movement cards, moving away from the stresses, the mental stresses, the being overwhelmed, and it's just worries. They're just causing you havoc emotionally and energetically. So it's best to mitigate that by acting like the Queen of Pentacles. She is very proactive, and she likes to take control of her finances and her self-esteem. So budgeting could be very good, and also try to focus on positive self-talk throughout this month. Because, I find that sometimes we don't realize how the way that we talk to ourselves could be so detrimental for ourselves because it's so subtle, right? You know, you could say little things like, oh, I'm so dumb. Why did I think of that? Don't say that. Treat yourself like you would your best friend throughout this time, because it really, you know, it piles up. Little things add up to something bigger. And that could definitely block our finances from blossoming the way that they should. Now, in our root area, we have the Knight of Cups, the Six of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. I love this energy. It lets me know that our heart is in the right place, and that's a very beautiful thing to see. There is a lot of support here, emotional, and also for some of you could be financial, when it comes to the people that you most love. This could be a friend, family member, co-worker. It doesn't matter. It's just people that you love. Also, it's not just financial help here. It could be help when it comes to time management, help when it comes to self-love, which is what we talked about here in the center. So definitely a lot of help around you, a lot of beautiful people around you. Now, I have to say that your charitable acts this month will come back twofold. Actually, not even twofold. I see it multiplying. So it's going to bring about really good karma. So the advice here for you is to give of your time, your counsel, and you could do small things like cleaning out your closet and donating a couple of items, for example. It doesn't have to be anything big, just small things, some small things that are acts of giving, of truly giving of yourself. Because I do see that you should hold on to your finances, but giving in any way that you can to people that need it. And it could just be a friend that needs some help, and you give them a helping hand, and that's gonna come back to you twofold. Now, if you are dealing with a water sign like a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if it's not those signs, it's just someone that's very intuitive and wears their heart on their sleeve, they're very emotional. They could be a person from the past, because the six sometimes to me denotes someone from the past, but it's not just past like past tense, but it could also be past lives. The point is there's a lot of affinity between you and them, and there's a sense here of kinship, like soulmates. I kind of don't like using that term, but yes, there's an affinity between you, and there's a lovely balance here of giving and receiving, or giving and taking between both of you. Now, in your recent past, we have the Three of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. So, a lot of Geminis out there could be dedicating more time to themselves. You are valuing your alone time a little bit more than you have been socializing or living that kind of party life, or living a life of that's a bit more surface level. It's just not fulfilling you. It's just not giving you in the way that you need throughout this time, and that's perfectly fine. Now, for other Geminis out there, there is a sense of indecision when it comes to a person that you hold of high value and high regard. It could be for some an earth sign like a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and this person is just not quite filling your heart the way that you hoped. And just know that when it comes to dealing with this person, your answers are not going to come from your mind. They're going to come from your intuition. Why do I say that? Because in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, we do see a figure in the Two of Swords that does have two swords in front of them, and they can't see because they have a blindfold, but behind them is a full moon, and the full moon is a reminder that your intuition is what should guide your choices. So by all means, rely on your intuition and not your mind throughout this month when making choices. Now, in your crowning position, we have the Hermit, the Five of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. So, if you are dealing with a Virgo, and I say that because we have the King, the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Hermit, which is a representation of Virgo in the major arcana. So if that applies to you, and or if it's not a Virgo, it's just a person that is acting like a Virgo. So they could have definitely pulled their energy away from you. They could have tried to take a bit more control over the situation. They could have also closed themselves off from you. Try not to pressure them, because that's going to backfire on you. They are not ready to see your point of view at this time. But in general, for all Geminis out there, we're being called to be the example throughout this month. There's going to be some people that are going to be a little bit difficult to deal with, and we are being called to just observe, to not engage, to not want to have other people side with us necessarily. If we have a differing of opinion, that's perfectly fine. Try not to change people's minds, because these people don't want to see your side. So the wisest thing, and that's what the Hermit is inviting you to do, act like the Hermit, just be wise and observe the Seven of Pentacles, and don't try to convince any person that is just trying to be a know-it-all. Think on that, because if they're just trying to be a know-it-all, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. You're not going to get your way with these people, and they're just going to be energy suckers at the end of the day, and we don't want that. So now in your future position, we have, okay, the King of Swords. You have appeared in your reading, and this lets me know that you have more control than you think. You are also going to be able to deal with these energies in an easier fashion. So that's wonderful. I love when the signs I read for appear in their readings. So we have the King of Swords, we have the Seven of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. So try not to feel overwhelmed emotionally when you are presented with choices or different opportunities. We did brush on that here in your recent past, and try to think instead in a more objective and rational way when it comes to choices, and try to just choose what you truly consider most valuable. There's going to be a lot of help here for you, should you need it, when it comes to your family. And I say family, it's a loose term. It's not just your bloodline, but also the family that you have chosen, rather, like your friends. So lots of help here if you need it. Now, in your ego position this month, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. So for those Geminis that are struggling financially, don't see this as a make or break situation. Everything in life is finite. Everything in life has a beginning and an end. Everything will pass, so try not to see things in a very black and white fashion with a Ten of Swords here, and instead try to be very proactive. Try to take control. Try to take the reins, if you will. Try to make a financial plan. Try to have a financial goal. Try to save, which we talked about already here in the beginning, and just know that you can get to that financial place that you want to be at. But you have to save, you have to be proactive, and you have to remember that our finances are intrinsically tied to what we believe of ourselves, of our self-worth, of how much self-value you're placing in yourself. So try, like I said before, remember I said don't have negative self-talk, this month because it's going to affect you. Treat yourself like you would your best friend. So even little things like, ugh, why did I do that? I'm so dumb, or I'm so stupid. Don't talk to yourself that way, because you wouldn't say that to your best friend or the person you love the most in your life. So instead, try to foster the positive qualities that you possess and not just focusing on your defects, on the things that you have to work on. See it as an opportunity to rise above and work on these things that you lack, but don't focus on the negative, if you will. Now, if there are a lot of things in your life or a certain situation that has not worked the way that you want it to work, and it could be with this earth sign because it keeps popping up, earth. For sure, some of you are dealing with an earth sign, but if it's not an earth sign, it's just someone that you valued so very much. There is here a sense of knowing when to release, when to let go. Because if you don't, it's going to affect you, not only in your self-esteem, but it's going to affect the great abundance and opportunity that you could be attracting. We all must learn to release things when they have their purpose in our lives has culminated. Because I speak of culminations because we do have a 10 here, and 10s in tarot talk about that, talk about things that have come to an end. So whatever has come to an end, know when to release it, when to learn to release and end chapters, because it's important to end chapters with integrity and to thank them for whatever it is that they have brought into your life, even if it has brought about uncertainty and instability with the 5, a sense of pain with the 10. They have brought about more wisdom. So focus on that and let it go, because otherwise you will be messing up with your abundance and more opportunity to build in the material form, because we do have pentacles here. So learn to release, learn to let go, and thank them for what they have brought into your life. All right, now in your environment, we have the 9 of Wands, the Hermit, and the Star card, 2 major arcana cards. This message is very important. So there's going to be a lot of things coming at us this month, especially lots of responsibilities throughout this period when it comes to our work life, our studies, if you're a Gemini that's still in school, or if you are married, when it comes to your kids, there could be a lot coming our way in many different ways, and it could deplete our energies. But this Star card here is letting you know that it's all how you perceive your life to be, how things will manifest. So if you think positively, you can easily attract more positive things in your life. But if you tune into lower level frequencies, then it is going to be harder to move through these energies, and you're going to feel a little bit depleted energetically. So try to deal with things in an optimistic way and try to organize things too, so that you can achieve all of your goals throughout this month. And just know that the Star card has appeared here in your reading to let you know that the universe has your back. Now, in your hopes and fears area, we have the Strength card, the Ace, and the 4 of Swords. So these are fears, and the fears are of, it's funny, synergy with the cards, of not having enough energy to deal with everything that is going to be coming at you throughout this month. But the key to dealing with this is to find little moments of taking a break, so that you could be on your own, so that you can reconnect with yourself. And this could come in many different ways. Whatever resonates, do that. It could be meditating. For some of you, it could be exercising. For some of you, it could be in a more creative fashion, like if you are an artist, a musician. Or for some of you, it could be something so simple like taking a little bath, in the evenings. Whatever works for you, do that. And I also suggest that you do things in nature. So something small, like if you have a balcony, try to have a little bit of time to get some sun. Everything in moderation, of course, but just some sun, because it's going to recharge your energies. Now, in the outcome position for the month of October for our sign, we have beautiful cards. I love giving good news, especially for our sign. I have the Sun card, the Ten of Cups, and the High Priestess. So you're going to be ending the month feeling emotionally fulfilled. You're going to feel a lot more positive. And anything that brought us difficulty or worry is going to be squashed. Whenever we see the sun illuminates and gets rid of negativity. So that's beautiful. This center and ego position can be warded away with the beautiful light of the sun. And what I love the most about these cards is that spiritually we'll be feeling more connected with spirit, with ourselves, with our spiritual self. And our intuition is going to be heightened, and it's going to be there for us to guide us through some important choices this month. By the end of it, we're going to feel like we've got this. So let's always be thankful for what we do have, and let's do so daily. Try to practice gratitude daily, and try to plan and be proactive so that we can achieve our goals this month, and we can achieve more stability and happiness by the end of the month. More abundance for sure. It's coming. So just be patient with the energies. Think positively. Things are moving and shifting in a better direction for our sign. All right, Gemini, that's the end of your reading. I hope that this has been of help to you. If you feel like it has, please support my channel by liking, subscribing. It means so much to me. There's also a donation link in the description box below. If you feel called to do so, by all means, any denomination is welcome. You can also support me by following me on social media. I am on Facebook and Twitter. I am considering Instagram, but I'm not so sure. If you are on Instagram in that platform, let me know if you'd be interested in having me join, because I have some announcements and promotions and little things up my sleeve. I'm thinking about doing some oracle cards for all the signs. So if you want, you can follow me on there too. Now, if you'd like a private reading with me, you can do so by visiting tripletarot.com. I would love to read for you. All right, Gemini, I'm wishing you a beautiful, blessed month. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.